first with the injuries. We had a number of guys who got injured in the game and are being evaluated. Zach Banner went down with the knee late. He's being evaluated right now. Wisniewski had a pec. James Conner had an ankle. Don't know the status of all of those guys. Obviously, we're working on a short week, so we better be ready to close ranks. Just in general about the game, man, we're thankful, first of all, to have an opportunity to play. We don't take it for granted in this environment we're in. It was an honor to be in here tonight and perform for Steeler Nation on Monday Night Football. We were excited about that regardless of, the game, atmosphere, what have you. I thought our guys brought energy. I thought we could have played better. There was some sloppiness that's kind of reflective of where we are, and probably a lot of us at this stage, first time in the stadium. We dropped a punt there early. We got penalized on a 3rd and long and extended the drive. They scored on the next play. We kicked off out of bounds. We didn't start with great fluidity on offense. All of those things is reasonable to expect us to get better and get better in a hurry. We better because we got a short week and we got the Denver Broncos coming in. And so it's good to work on things, though, with the W. And so we're appreciative of that. We're appreciative of the effort. It's awesome to have our quarterback back and see him do the things that he does and in the manner in which he does it. Questions?
Mike Pursuta, go ahead. Mike, go ahead.
Mike, you had a lot of big plays tonight, but you had some little ones that seemed big too. Dupree chasing down the quarterback at the end of that long drive and getting a deflection. Juju Smith-Schuster getting on that fumble from Benny Snell. How did you feel about your team's ability to respond situationally?
I thought they showed their mettle. I thought that they were physically tough, mentally tough. But we gotta do some things better. And we knew we weren't going to be perfect tonight. We talked about that openly last night in preparation for this opportunity. But there's more meat on the bone, and I appreciate the efforts. We just got to search for a higher ceiling in terms of quality of play.
Jerry Dulac, go ahead.
Mike, I'm sure one of the intents was to shut down Saquon Barkley. You guys did that. How did you do it?
We had a commitment, and we weren't going to be bashful about that commitment. We thought that guy was a catalyst for whatever that they were going to do offensively. We put our secondary in harm's way some in an effort to do so. But it's a team game. They embraced that challenge. We needed to stack the line of scrimmage. We need to bring people like Mike Hilton and so forth, and we did. We did what we thought was necessary to minimize his impact on the game.
Brooke Pryor, go ahead.
Mike, both you and Ben talked about having jitters before the game. When did you notice those subsiding for both of you?
When the game was over for me. I can't speak for him. That's just the nature of this, Their nerves, man, there's scarcity in what we do. You only get 16 opportunities in the regular season. It was our first one. We hadn't been in a stadium. So I thought it was reasonable for all of us to have some level of nerves. And for me, it's not over until it's over.
Dale Wally, go ahead.
Mike, was there a moment in the game where you saw Ben kind of get into the flow of things? It seemed like early he was a little bit off, and then it kind of seemed to get better from there.
It's easy to point back to something now with hindsight being 2020. But that 2-minute drive he was able to navigate before the half, I thought was significant.
Joe Rudder, go ahead.
The defense picks up again and gets 2 sacks. You get 10 points off or 2 interceptions. You get 10 points off those. Is that just like continuation of what you guys did last year?
Nothing is a continuation of last year. We respect this process. We respect the group that we have together this year. There's some components of it that are different. Even those that remain are different, and hopefully for the better. And that's players and coaches. So, we don't find comfort in those comparisons to 19 and things of that nature. We're trying to build a reputation and a resume here in 2020.
Mark Caboli, go ahead.
Hey, Mike. Benny Snell had nice pickup on the blitz. He had some long runs, and that's coming cold off the bench. Is that what you expected from him, and what were your thoughts on how he played today?
We've talked openly about the maturation process, the things that you can expect from a second-year player. He showed signs of that from the very beginning of this team development process. We've talked openly about it in this setting. So I wasn't surprised by what he was able to do. He's a quality player and the one that's maturing and emerging and was ready to answer the bell when called upon.
Couple more for Coach. Jeff Hathorn, go ahead. Okay, moving on. Dejan, go ahead.
Mike, when you walk into this stadium, 82,000 empty seats, you mentioned wanting to play this game for Steelers Nation. I'm hoping you can elaborate on that because that's got to be a strange feeling for you and everybody involved with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You know, we've prepared for this. That's why we took the approach that we took in team development with scrimmages and so forth in empty stadiums. There was very little discussion about that element of this atmosphere. We had a preparedness, and they displayed that. They generated their own enthusiasm. They played with emotion. They were just happy to play the game, and I thought it was reflected in the spirit in which they played.
Okay, last question for Aditi. Aditi, go ahead.
Coach Tomlin, that touchdown by James Washington, as you're watching the second, the third effort, what is going through your head?
You know, that's the guy that's got a nose for the end zone, and hopefully that's, you know, that can be reflective of all our guys. But just in that moment, that's the guy rising up and making a necessary play and doing what he has to do to deliver for his teammates. And so, you know, the strength of us is displayed in individual efforts like that one.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
We want it now.